Outer Orange.
Whoa, Welcome back, everyone. We are here today to do something a little bit different, a little bit more fun and exciting, a little bit of a deck building. That's right, you heard me, deck building type of approach today. So we're actually going to be looking at the new festival collection cards, and we're going to be looking at some builds for them. I have a lot of goofy stuff in here. Let's go ahead and I'll show you guys my goofy stuff first, and then we'll kind of talk about it some more. So let's go ahead and do it. I can't wait for people to look at this list and instantly judge me, because yes, I'm aware it's really out there, but no one else has done it, and I think it's kind of cool. And I actually have been testing it. It's not terrible. I just don't think Zorga's in like a spot right now. It really needs a better way to function. Anyway, we're starting out with Zorga. So like I said, in this festival collection, we got a bunch of new cards. Like I'm telling you, like you could probably upgrade or create like about at least like 20 new decks right now. There's actually a lot to work with. But for this one in particular, we got this new little pomegranate thing, and basically it says if your order card was bound from drop by your Vanguard's ability this turn, this card gets all the following from the drop zone. You can call it out for energy blast 3. At the beginning of the battle phase, you may have this unit get a red text that says during your turn, if you don't have another rear guard with the same card name as this unit, all your front row rear guards with the original plus 5 KOS power get plus 5k. So until your turn, if you do, put it into soul. So you might be thinking, what in the world, Orange, this is for Claudine. I know it's for Claudine, but I don't play Claudine, so I'm putting it in Zorga, because guess what? Zorga also binds orders off of their drop right here, and this says specifically when bound from drop by your Vanguard's ability. So what you can do is you can bind an order, and then for the Energy Blast 2, and then call this out for Energy Blast 3. It's a 5 Energy Blast type of ability, but you basically get an order, and you get this card onto the field, and then it makes your dragons higher. So that's basically the point of this. You're just basically making your dragons bigger, and you're kind of working off of that, and you have an extra card on the board at all times. It just makes it easier. It also gives you soul. This deck uses a lot of soul, so just a little bit of like a different engine from the regular Zorga build than you would normally see. And I just wanted to showcase you guys, because I thought it was a really cool idea. I'm sure someone even smarter than me could probably find out something even more cooler. Right now I'm running kind of a weird kind of I'm trying stuff out type of thing. And by the way, guys, there's this like new kind of thing you can do with Zorga. There's this new grade 1 that nobody's been talking about, but it's actually really good. It's a new grade 1 order that literally lets you work off of plant tokens, that lets you get cards to your hand. And then there's obviously the grade 2 promo that we just got that works off of orders. That combo is actually really good. The downside is no deck is really good at using it. You can actually even throw it in here. You can play it, it just makes it awkward. So I don't play it, but you can if you wanted to. Don't like Mask in this build. I think Mask is a little too clunky, so I stuck with the regular build. This can be 5-lander, by the way. I'm just using this right now. It can be 5-lander though, but I just wanted something that has 10k power, and this definitely does it. It also helps you with orders early on, and you can also change the ride land to be something else. If you don't want this one, you can do the old Zorga ride land that works as well. But it's basically the deck. I think it's pretty cool. You just make your dragons big, and you have this on-hit thing that brings it back and also gives them 10k, so you can bring it back to your hand and discard it for PGs and stuff like that, so that way they don't get bound. The reason for that card is actually so you don't lose your dragons to something like Blagmire. Blagmire is very potent right now, so you don't really want to lose it, but you don't care obviously into Bob. Into Bob, you kind of just go, okay, I guess I'm... But usually this skill won't even proc because people usually guard your dragons, so yeah, there's also that. Because if in case you don't want to do it that way, you can also do it this way, where you can retire with the Trudy. So we're also running the new Ace. This just came out as well at the Festival Collection. These cards are really fun to experiment with. They're really cool in my opinion. They also have intercept with them, fun fact, so you can actually intercept even if you have nothing to intercept, just to deny your opponent from denying you. A little fun fact there that you can do with that. But anyway, this one lets you look at top 7, grab a dude, kill it, and then revive something else back. So this is really good. It also gets extra power. This second effect doesn't really go off that often unless your opponent lets the card stick, but usually you'll just be calling over this card. This one of those cards, like once you play the effect, you kind of don't care about it later on the board, or you won't mind if it gets retired or something else. It's like the most like removable card from your board like crazy. Like if your opponent like bottom decks it, does whatever to it, you're like, okay, like I really don't care. Next I have Regillum. Now this deck is actually a very real deck. I think people are super sleeping on this right now. I just faced this last night against my locals friend. This thing is disgusting. It gets so much shield to your hand. Like this deck just doesn't die. It has like a book for a hand. And this is without the new stuff, by the way. This is like pre-trial deck stuff. And this deck's still really good, even pre-trial deck. Like it is actually insane how powerful this is. Now, like I said, you can change around the ratios a little bit. You can minus this. You can add the grade 1 that lets you check top 7 for some guys, for grade 3s and stuff like that. It's very useful. You really want to fight these two. I will say this deck loses so much steam if you don't see these two cards. Like you have to specifically see both of them to really pop off, because you need the persona, and then you also need the new rewrite to go into the other guys. So like you need both to kind of like play the game. This deck instantly gets worse if you don't find these guys, so you definitely want to maximize on finding them, because keep in mind the deck finds like everything else basically. Like it finds your grade 2s, It finds your it basically finds your grade 2s and your order pieces. It doesn't really find anything else, but that's enough for you to play the game, right? So just something to keep in mind. It also can target, I believe, any grade 2s with the red line. So Something to keep in mind right here. So once rolled upon, you click on top of a card, choose up to one grade 2 from among the revealed. So you can check your whole deck if you have the Regillum as the right target. So yeah, basically TLDR, deck's really strong. This deck kind of reads like very mid. You think like, oh, it's not really doing much. And then you like face it and then you'll see what I mean. Like once you face it, you're like, oh my god, this deck does a lot. Like the numbers getting crazy. They have really magical numbers. It's a 5 attack deck. Going second, it's very tolerable. Like it can go second and be fine, which I think is a really impactful thing. The fact that it doesn't have to go first, it's just nuts. This deck can survive a lot. It's weird. You would think they wouldn't have enough shield or anything like that, but yeah, this deck is a powerhouse. Definitely be on the lookout. It's very strong. I will say without a ban list, it's definitely weaker. And obviously without the trial deck cards, it's definitely weaker, but don't sleep on this. This is very good. I'm gonna talk about the AC unit real quick because this AC unit goes around Violords. Very, very important. As it says right here, you can bottom deck, you can, all the cards, you choose a circle and it loses all abilities, it cannot get them back, and put all the chosen cards to the drop. Basically, you can Violord, you can send away Violords, and then you also draw a card, and you also enter boss 3, and you just kind of just basically remove something on the board. Keep in mind that Regillum binds cards, so because Regillum binds cards, you can basically out 2 cards in 1 turn. It should, sometimes it's just enough that's like all you need is just to add out 2 cards. If you want to maximize and add more, you can add like the cyclers, you can add like more of these cards, you know, you can do all that. I recommend the cyclers if you're gonna go down that path because you do eat a good bit of energy because you use this every single turn. Because this just, you bomb deck something, grab a card, and call a card basically. It's just really powerful because you're always basically calling this. And then you have these here to kind of protect your guys, especially into playing. It's very important to get your guys to stay protected. It's 15k shield on the board. This is a 15k booster, sorry, 15k beater, 15k shield. This is like the most broken card ever for how vanilla it is. It's so vanilla, but such a good vanilla. It's like, I love when vanillas like this like actually matter. It's such great. And then obviously we're running Defending Roar. You can run 2 if you want. I think Defending Roar is one of the most cracked cards in Dragon Empire. I've been saying this for, I think I want to say years now because it's been since BT11 that I've been talking about this card. And actually I'm not even the one that first talked about it. It was actually Fuzzy. Fuzzy's the one that introduced me to this card. He said it extremely early on, and I mean like literally the set that this card released. He was like, he's been at my door, knock knock. OuterOrange, you gotta check out this crazy card. like I kid you not, he's been telling me about this card first since day one. Even back then, he was like, this card's so insane because he plays a lot of Overlord. He loves Overlord. This is great in Overlord. So I am running Twin Cast here. You could also run Caliburn. You do run out of Cease. So you do run a counter charge kind of quickly, so you have to be very cautious how you use it. Caliburn isn't too bad. You could run the Fire Regallus. They have a couple slots here. It doesn't have to be specifically this, but I personally am a Twin Cast enjoyer. I feel like I can only play Twin Cast right now. Like, it's so weird. It's just nothing else works. Prono, one of my favorites Dark States deck, actually. Legitimately, this is probably my favorite Dark States deck, aside from maybe Direful Dolls. But in terms of play style, like, and especially like the Coral set coming out, this is probably my favorite Coral deck by far. Guaranteed, hands down. This deck is just so much friggin' fun. And I actually didn't even realize until like the day before this drop that there was a new card for this deck, and it's actually really, really good. Actually, I faced my friend who's on this deck, like round 1 of like Crow's Nest, and I was even right before we start. I also know he plays Chrono. I even told him, I was like, the new grade 1 is nuts, and then he flipped the starter. I was like, oh, you're playing it. It's pretty funny. Anyway, so this is Chrono. Chrono is this Coral deck that just recently came out. Really, really cheap deck to build, and it's actually just such a fun deck. And now with this new grade 1, being able to just get a little bit more. It comes out for free. You can put in a soul to find more cards. You basically want to find your persona because this deck does rely on persona pretty heavily. You basically have another target that revives itself, which is also very important because you have almost a bunch of these cards revive themselves. Like this revives itself for no reason. Not this one, sorry. This one also revives itself. Now you have the grade 1 that revives itself. So you basically just get free board over and over again. So you can utilize on it, especially since your whole mechanic is to restand or rewind your abilities by being able to restand them and attack again. So why wouldn't you want to abuse that? So really, really good stuff. We also run Philia because Philia is just such a broken ass card. You can run Yellow Tea, whatever tea. I'm a big enjoyer of Yellow Tea right now. It's like my favorite over trigger right now. I don't know what is about it. It's just fun to rip. I hate that I have to say that because I really hate over triggers, but this is just such a fun OT to hit. I don't know what it's about. It's just fun. I hate the fact that it's fun, but it's fun. It's a fun OT to rip, and I'm mad that I'm saying I'm mad at myself. Like what is wrong with me? But it's fun. Hey, long story short, Yellow Tea, you can honestly run blue. Blue is also really good because you have a Restanding Vanguard. Red is okay. It gives you another attack out, but the energy won't really work so well with it because a lot of your dudes like require energy to like play, and you won't have enough for their effects, but you'll be able to restand it to have another attack. So up to you how you want to do it. But this deck I think is actually really powerful. I think this is extremely slept on. Definitely one of my favorite decks. You should definitely try it out. Like I said, it's not that expensive, especially like this is really the only big price here. Maybe the Ace unit, but it's a one of. You don't have to run the Ace. I like the Ace, so I'm running it, but you really don't need it. So just FYI, just another thing to look out for. A really fun deck. Have at it. This is a beauty. Anyway, last but not least, we have black. Now I've actually had black built for a while now. Like I would say since the Koro dropped, I've had it built. I just didn't really talk about it, but it's been on my radar and I've had it in my arsenal for a while because I actually have close friends that really like black a lot. So they've been playing black for longer than me. But anyway, so I decided, I noticed again, I did the same thing with Prono where I was like, oh my god, there's like a whole new grade 1 that you can just play. I did forget to put the ace in here, but I actually don't think the ace really works in here, so we'll probably just keep it how it is. Anyways, this is the going second deck. This is basically the worser version of this deck right here. That's the best way to put it, because they're both going second decks. This one's just worse than I think Regillum. Regillum just does more in every way. They're both really aggressive going second. It's just this one has a worser hand. That's basically the gist between these two. But there's another going second deck. You basically just abuse the going second by just making huge ass numbers with this and the Camera-chan and all your grade 1s, your Makani to keep your soul healthy. And now we have this new grade 1 that lets you bounce cards back to your hand, or you can counter charge, which does help. It retires itself, and the good part about it is the grade 4 already does retiring for you. So you're basically getting the effect for free because you're going to lose it anyway. So that's basically kind of the center of how that works. And like I said, basically turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, you're just rushing your opponent down. They're going to take first, so they're going to go first. So you get to abuse all your energy, you get to abuse all your drawing, get to basically get your cards back to your hand and all this kind of fun stuff. And then you just try and kill your opponent. And that's basically it. That's the deck. It's just a very aggro deck. And I mean aggro. You can put your opponent to like 4 or 5 damage extremely fast because they won't really know, and then they're just gonna get beat down by this, and that's basically it. Like this is another version of like Leonor's kind of like this as well, where eventually you just can't guard these kind of columns. That's basically how it happens. This grade 1 just makes things really nasty as well because it gives 5k to Camera-chan itself and just keeps buffing, and there's just a lot of like if you open broken, this deck's like really strong. But if you don't open broken, it's a little weak because your hand is usually kind of lackluster. But still a really fun deck. I wanted to showcase you guys what this is all about. Another cheap deck, I would say. I don't think anything's expensive here. I don't know how much these are. I generally don't know how much these are. Makani just got reprinted, by the way, in the festival collection, so these are like, they're cheap now. So just letting you know, you can slay away with your cheaper Makanis now. They're now like $12. It's great. Anyway, that's basically it. I want to showcase you guys these 4 decks. I want to tell you guys right now though, there's actually a lot more to work with. Like the new Lyrical Ace unit came out. It also works really well with a bunch of cards. There's a bunch of reprints. There's a lot of good grade 3s as well. Like the Lyrical ones. I know I'm bringing the Lyrical ones just I know them the best. They're actually really good. I wish there was a better way to utilize them, but there might be a time over time where they'd be able to utilize them. I mentioned Claudine earlier. Claudine's also a deck you could build. Unironically, Chronojet gets a lot of support this set. You can also be a Chronojet main again. I think you can play Chronojet and actually kind of do something. It's still not the best. I think the deck itself is just a little too behind right now, but you can also still play it. You can throw in the new grade 1 that they got. You can throw in the grade 3 if you want. You have access to the ace card, obviously, so you can work with that as well. So you got a lot of stuff to work with there. There's the ace cards, obviously, themselves that also gave you a lot of stuff that you can work with. They're obviously can be put into any deck, and they're probably going to be put into most decks. Keep in mind, also, the Dual Nation cards got reprinted, which is really good. So, like, a good one is Forward. It was a really hard card to grab. It's now $10 versus the, the 40, 50, 60 it's been. Saphira is also a lot cheaper now. A bunch of goodies. There's also a lot of the Dual Nation Keter cards that are also really good. So, a lot of stuff to look forward to. I'm not just saying this just because like you play the game. I generally think this is a really fun set. I generally think if you've been playing the game or really like deck building, this is the best time to be deck building. There's just so many goodies to work with. There's a really fun set. So anyway, I showed you guys 4. I really didn't know what to do for the 5th one aside from Kyrie, and I really didn't want to do Kyrie experiment with. Let me know below what you've been building out of this set, what you've been upgrading, what you've been adding, all that fun stuff. I do love reading all that. If you guys need to know off the bat, I instantly bought my ace unit and threw it right into Blackmire. So like no, didn't even think twice about it, just threw that bad boy in, that kind of fun stuff. So let me know below what you've been throwing in and all that kind of great stuff. On that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, it does help push the channel. I'm trying to get to that 5k. I have all these mats, like I mean like a ton of them, and I'm trying so hard to get to 5k just so I can like do a giveaway and give away stuff to people, including mats. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I have other stuff too, like I have like deck boxes and stuff I want to do. So yeah, let's get to that 5k together. I want to do it before the year ends. Anyway, $50.shop, OuterOrange, everything I just mentioned, all these cards, everything, he has them on his store, so you guys can check it out. $50.shop, OuterOrange, to save yourself some money, get yourself some cards, get yourself the good stuff, join me on my deck building, all that great stuff. $50.shop, OuterOrange. On that, guys, I also have BCW supplies, so you guys can check out them for supplies, literally traveling supplies, comic books, card game stuff, you name it. Storage, I've been really organizing a lot recently. You got BCW supplies, you can use Orange 10 to save some money there. On that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Peace out. I'll see you guys in a future video. Bye.